Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Dear students, welcome back to biology online classes. We'll have one chapter from second PUC, that is reproduction in organisms. One of the important topic for CET NEET, but not most important, but it is important because one question of 4 marks can be asked. Okay, sometimes 2 questions may also be asked, but this time since the portions are reduced, the asexual reproduction part is removed, but still we will learn this, okay, to be at the safer side. So let me start this particular NEET topic, that is reproduction in organisms. This is the first topic of the second PUC. So we'll discuss some good amount of questions, around 30 questions we'll discuss and analyze why those options are right and why they are wrong. Okay. So I have already sent you the worksheets for this particular chapter. So students, take out those worksheets. We will discuss the questions one by one, one after the other. So see the first question. Few statements describing certain features of reproduction are given below. First one, gametic fusion takes place. Second one, transfer of genetic material takes place. Third one, reduction division takes place. Fourth one, progeny have some resemblance with the parents. Select the options that are true for both asexual and sexual reproduction from the options given below. So what the question says, the options you have to select in such a way which should be true for both asexual and sexual reproduction. Okay. So if I see the first option, gamete fusion takes place in sexual only, not in asexual, it cannot be the right option. See the second option, transfer of genetic material takes place, yes. So that is the correct option. Then the third one, reduction division takes place, it will not take place in asexual reproduction, it takes place only in case of sexual reproduction. The fourth option says progeny have some resemblance with the parents, yes, they do have resemblance in case of asexual reproductions. So students, both the statements 2 and 4 holds good, that are correct. So the right option is the option C. Let's move to question number 2. The term clone cannot be applied to the offsprings formed by the sexual reproduction because options are A. Offsprings do not possess exact copies of parental DNA. Offsprings do not possess exact copies of parental DNA. So clone cannot be applied to offsprings formed by sexual reproduction because this is the right option. Offsprings do not possess the exact copies of the parent in DNA. That can be happen only in case of clones. Okay, so clone production is not a form of sexual reproduction. So second option, DNA of only one parent is copied and passed on to the offspring. No, in sexual reproduction, both the parents' DNA are passed to the offspring. Option C says offspring are formed at different times. No, offsprings are formed at the same times. And option D says the DNA of parent and offspring are completely different. How can it be different? DNA of parent and offsprings are not completely different. The DNA of the offsprings as well as the parents have some resemblance since it is a sexual mode of reproduction. If it is asexual reproduction, mode of reproduction, then you can say that yes, there is a resemblance. Full resemblance is there, total resemblance is there, but there is some difference in sexual reproduction. So the term clone cannot be applied to offsprings found by sexual reproduction because offsprings do not possess the exact copies of parent DNA, since the DNA is obtained from two different parents, one from the male parent, another from the female parent. There is chance of crossing over during meiosis, and this crossing over results in the recombination. So the individuals which are produced as a result of sexual reproduction are different, slightly different from the parents, not exactly similar. So the A is the right option for question number 2. Let's move to question number 3. Amoeba and yeast reproduce asexually by fission and budding respectively. Because they are amoeba and yeast, both are unicellular organisms, first you have to bear in mind. They are unicellular organisms is the right option, correctly, C. Reproduce asexually by fission. Fission is a form of asexual reproduction, correct? Where it may be binary fission or may be multiple fission, you studied in the theory. Budding, a small outgrowth will comes from the parental body, and that outgrowth will detach from the main body of the parent, and it can lead independent life. That is seen in case of budding, for example yeast, correct? Because unicellular organisms majoritarily they undergo asexual reproduction. So fission as well as budding are the most two common forms of the asexual reproduction. They are not the microscopic organisms. They are not the heterotrophic organisms. Heterotrophic means it depends on the other organisms. That this reason is not the correct reason for the question what is asked. Uninucleate organism is also not a correct option. So the right option is option C. Question number 4. A few statements with regard to the sexual reproduction are given below. ಕೆಲವು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ with respect to the sexual reproduction. You have to choose the correct statements from the options below. If you look into the options, it says that there are two statements are correct. We have to search. What are those two correct statements? 1. Sexual reproduction does not always require two individuals. Yes, correct. Because there are in animal kingdom organisms which are called as hermaphrodites, where both the male as well as female sex organs are present on the same animal. For example, in case of tapeworm, you take earthworm, right? Those are hermaphrodites. Similarly, there are plants, flowers which are bisexual flowers. Hibiscus you take. Both male and female sex organs are present on the same flower. Okay, so that is the bisexual flower. Okay, then sexual reproduction does not always require two individuals. It may also require a single individual. Second one, sexual reproduction generally involves gamete fusion. That is also correct. It involves fusion of gametes. Male gametes are usually called as sperms. Female gametes are usually called as the ovum or the egg. Third option says meiosis never occurs during sexual reproduction. Absolutely incorrect. Meiosis, the reduction division, always takes place in the sexual mode of reproduction. External fertilization is a rule during the sexual reproduction. It cannot be a rule. After internal fertilization also as takes place in the humans, that is an example for sexual reproduction. Correct? In case of lower organisms, say frogs, amphibians, they have external fertilization. They deposit their gametes known as the sperms, male gametes, and the ovum or the egg, the female gametes, to the surrounding water body, and the fertilization takes place in the surrounding water medium. Okay? So option 1 and 2 are correct. So sexual reproduction does not always require the two individuals, and sexual reproduction generally involves formation of the gametes. Let's move to question number 5. A multicellular filamentous alga exhibit a type of sexual life cycle in which meiotic division occurs after the formation of zygote, of course. So the adult filament of this alga is option 4, just see, haploid vegetative cell and haploid gametangia. Why it is a haploid vegetative cell? See, for example, there is one particular strain of vegetative cell, say plus strain, another strain of vegetative cell, say minus strain. They will fuse. If they are haploid, then they fuse to form a diploid zygote. This diploid zygote will undergo meiosis, correct? So the haploid vegetative cells, the vegetative cell must be haploid, then they will fuse to form a diploid zygote. Otherwise, there will be no formation of diploid zygote. So if the zygote is diploid, it will of course undergo meiosis or the reduction division. So see the option D, haploid vegetative cells and haploid gametangia. So after the meiosis, it will produce the gametophyte, and this gametophyte produces the gametangia. Gametangia is the structure, for example, antheridium in case of male, which produces the antherozoids, male gametes, and archegonia, for example, it is also female gametangia which produces the egg. So gametangia is the region. The gametangia is the structure which gives rise to the formation of gametes. So gametes are haploid. So gametangia is also haploid. It cannot be diploid. Okay. Gametangia produces haploid gametes, male gametes, that is male gametangia, and female gametangia that produces the haploid female gametes. When male gametes will fuse with the female gametes, both should be haploid, then only we will get the diploid zygote. So haploid vegetative cells and haploid gametangia is the right answer. So gametangia is a specialized organ or a cell. Okay, it is a specialized organ or it is a cell in which the gametes are formed. So for example, in case of algae, you take an example of ferns, pteridophytes, or you can take other examples in some plants. Okay, so many algae, they shows a life cycle called as haplontic life cycle. So in case of the haplontic life cycle, so the dominant phase is the free living gametophyte. The dominant phase is the free living gametophyte. For example, you take bryophyte. Adರಲ್ಲಿ free living ಯಾವುದು life cycle ಅಲ್ಲಿ free living stage is the gametophyte. So sporophyte generation is represented by single celled zygote. Even you take alga, the sporophyte is represented by single celled zygote. So meiosis results in the formation of the haploid spores, correct? So example you take in other lower plants, Spirogyra irbodu, Chlamydomonas irbodu. So zygotic meiosis takes place. So the zygote is diploid, so it will undergo meiosis and form the haploid individuals. Haploid gametophytes will produces the haploid gametangia, and haploid gametangia will produces the haploid gametes. After the fusion of the haploid gametes, the diploid sporophyte will be formed, correct, which produces after meiosis haploid spores. So these haploid spores will give rise to the formation of gametophyte. So haploid vegetative cells and haploid gametangia, that is the right answer. So in filamentous algae exhibit a type of sexual life cycle. For example, in case of Spirogyra algae, Chlamydomonas, what type of life cycle they have? They have haplontic life cycle. They have haplontic life cycle. Sexual life cycle is haplontic. So meiotic division occurs at the formation of a zygote. Okay. So if the zygote is say diploid, of course it will undergo what? Meiosis and forms the spores, and the spores thus formed are haploid, and these spores will give such the formation of a gametophyte, which is haploid. It may be a male gametophyte or it may be female gametophyte. This male gametophyte will give male gametangia, and the female gametophyte will give the female gametangia, and of course the male gametangia which forms the male gamete which is haploid, and the female gametangia it forms the female gamete and it is haploid. Because they have not undergone meiosis, but they have undergone what? Mitosis. It is not a reduction division, it is a repeated division. So fusion of male and female gametes results in the formation of zygote. That fusion is called as syngamy. So the question is, gametangia is haploid, zygote is diploid. Gametophyte, multicellular filamentous alga, gametophyte, that is the haploid vegetative cell, occurs. So a multicellular filamentous alga exhibit a type of sexual life cycle in which the meiotic division occurs after the formation of zygote. The adult filament of this alga is gametophyte, it is haploid. Correct? Gametophyte is haploid. Gametangia, it is also haploid. So note down this sketch, sexual life cycle in case of the filamentous alga such as Spirogyra as well as Chlamydomonas, which they are having haplontic life cycle, and mark it as most very important question. So here the diploid phase is only represented by a zygote, which is only the diploid phase, others are the haploid phase. It is short-lived and undergo meiosis and forms the haploid spores. So we have completed up to 5 questions. Let's move to question number 6. The male gametes of rice plant have 12 chromosomes. Male gametally 12 in their nucleus. The chromosome number in the female gamete is 2. It should also be equal, that is 12, correct? After the fusion of male and female gamete, there will be formation of zygote. So other chromosome number double agtade. So it should be 24. And the cells of the seedling barudu a zygote nindale baruvantadu. That should be also 24. So how many number of chromosomes they have? So the right option is option yavadu? Question number C, option C. Yes, 12, 24 and 24. That is quite simple. Question number 7. Given below are few statements related to external fertilization. Choose the correct statements. The male and the female gametes are formed and released simultaneously. Howdu, correct? Surrounding water body ge male gamete, female gamete simultaneously hodare fertilization agtade. Second option heltade, only a few gametes are released into the medium. No, in external fertilization, since the survival chance is less, large or huge number of gametes are produced and released into the surrounding medium. Water is the medium in a majority of organisms. Yes, of course, water is a medium in majority of the organisms which exhibit the external fertilization. So option 1 and 3 are correct, but in the following options there is no such options. 1 and 3 are correct. So make the D as 1 and 3 instead of 1 and 4. You strike off the 4 and write 1 and 3. Okay, then the D option is the right option. See the fourth option, offsprings formed as a result of external fertilization have a better chance of survival than those formed inside an organism. Yes, offspring formed as a result of external fertilization have less chance of survival than those formed inside the organism. That means internal fertilization alli the offsprings which are produced as a result of internal fertilization have a better chance of survival when compared to the external fertilization. Okay, so option 1 and 3 are the right one. Move to question number 8. The statements given below describe certain features that are observed in the pistil of flowers. So gynoecium or the pistils are the organs in a flower which represents the female sex organs, and the individuals or the members are called as the carpels. So pistil may have many carpels, correct? Multicarpellary conditions. Each carpel may have more than one ovule, correct? Multi-ovular conditions. So both options 1 and 2 are correct. See the third one, each carpel has only one ovule, not always correct. Pistil have only one carpel, no, there may be many carpels. So choose the correct statement means statement A, 1 and 2 are only correct. Let's move to question number 9. Which of the following situations correctly describe the similarity between an angiosperm egg and a human egg? ಒಂದು angiosperm egg ಮತ್ತು ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಎಗ್ಗಿಗೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಸಿಮಿಲಾರಿಟಿ ಯಾವುದು ಕೆಳಗಿನ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ? Eggs of both are formed only once in a lifetime. Do you agree? No. In angiosperms, the eggs are formed several times in the lifetime. Correct? So, one is incorrect. So, in humans, eggs travel from the ovary to the region of the fallopian tube or the oviduct of the female reproductive organ. So option 2 is also incorrect. Correct? Both cannot be stationary. See the option 3. Both the angiosperm egg and the human egg are motile transported. No. Human egg are motile, angiosperm egg is static. 3 cannot be the option. See the option 4. Syngamy in both results in the formation of a zygote. Syngamy means fusion of the male gametes with the female gametes results in the formation of the zygote. So the option B, 4 only, is the right option. Question number 10. Let's move to question number 10. Appearance of vegetative propagules from the nodes of plants such as sugarcane and ginger is mainly because, why? Because these nodes have meristematic cells. You see the option 2. Presence of meristematic cells gives the ability for the vegetative propagation. Okay? All other options are incorrect. A nodes are shorter than internodes. Nodes are located near the soil, or nodes have non-photosynthetic cells. Those are all incorrect options. So nodes have meristematic cells which have the ability to rapidly divide. They have rapidly dividing cells. That is the correct option. Okay. Let's move to question number 11. Which of the following statements support the view that elaborate sexual reproductive process appeared much later in the organic evolution? Elaborated sexual reproduction ಆದದ್ದು ಮತ್ತೆ, ಓಕೆ, ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು asexual reproduction ಇರಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ elaborate reproductive process appeared much later in the organic evolution ಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ? lower groups of organisms have simpler body design. It will not support the statement. Asexual reproduction is common in lower groups. Correct. Asexual reproduction is common in higher group of organisms. Allah. The high incidence of sexual reproduction in angiosperms and vertebrates. Yes, it is correct. So option 2 and 4 are correct. Correct. Asexual reproduction common in lower groups. Matte high incidence of sexual reproduction in angiosperms and vertebrates also the correct. So the option C is the right option. Coming to question number 12, offsprings formed by sexual reproduction exhibit more variation than those formed by the asexual reproduction because gametes of parents have qualitatively different genetic composition. The option 2 is the right option. So fertilization during the sexual reproduction results in there is a formation of a gene pool, group of genes from two different individuals. One from the male individual, another is the female individual. So the zygote which has formed has a somewhat different genotypes than both the parents and show much variation. So option 2 is the right option. Gametes of parents have qualitatively different genetic composition. Sexual reproduction is a lengthy process, is not the right option. Genetic material comes from parents of two different species, it's also not right options. It should come from the same species, then only successive reproduction, sexual reproduction will occur. Then greater amount of DNA is involved in sexual reproduction also is not a correct option. There is a minimum amount of DNA which is involved in the sexual reproduction. That is the right answer. So option 2 is the correct option. Got my point? So in the today's session we have completed about 12 questions. Rest of the questions let me complete in my next session. So take down all the important points of my lecture and thank you for watching the video.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.